Come one, come all, and see the future of homes. I invite you to take a tour of what this group has done building some ideas what might be in a future home. And so we're going to start off, and we're just going to walk in the front door, and Trevor is going to show you the kinds of things you might see just on the right on this screen. We want you to review what it is that's happened at your house over the course of the day. So, Trevor, take it away.
Cameras are becoming cheaper and cheaper. We're able to add them to anything we want. It's not going to be long before we can have a camera in our front door that we're going to be able to access and see who's at our door. So my idea was that we take some stuff that we have and combine it so that when someone comes up to your door, you get a motion detection. It sees that someone's at your door. It'll pop up a notification for you on your phone or on your computer and say, hey, someone's at your door. And you'd be able to remotely unlock your door and do other things. And also, with the motion detection, my plan was it'd save the snapshots of what happened in front of your door throughout that day. I can take my log of stuff that I have here, and I can just run a quick facial recognition software on it, and it'll find the faces in the images, and I could take a screen capture of that face and send that capture to my phone so I would know, hey, this person is at my door.
So, now that we've been able to check what it is that's happened at our door while we've been out during the day, I'm going to walk in and sit down, and I'm going to sit down in the living room, and as I sit down, the home is actually going to realize where I am in the house and start playing something that I was watching when I left maybe before.
So a lot of things in the home in the future are probably going to need to know who you are and where you are. And right now that can be done through very specialized, expensive hardware, but right now it's pretty cost prohibitive. So what we wanted to do is we wanted to take commodity hardware and figure out this problem. So what we do is there are Wi-Fi receivers all around us. And this phone has a bunch of sensors on it, Bluetooth, gyroscope, altitude, and then we're going to be using is Wi-Fi. It's going to constantly take a picture of what the wireless signals around it looks like. That's kind of shown on this screen right here. These are all the different access points going on. And so we take different snapshots of where we are and compare them against this computer. Right now it says we're by this TV, but if we want to walk over here, maybe change rooms, and now the Wi-Fi signals are going to be the signature of where we're playing over here. So it's going to come right up on the screen just where we left off on the last picture. So we can go from room to room without missing a beat.
I don't know about you, but I don't really like to watch movies with the lights on. But I'm also really lazy. So I want to really stay over here sitting on the couch where I am and not have to get up in order to turn the lights on and off. And so what this next group is going to show you is how it is that we can realize that vision.
So the setup we have here is we have a Kinect, which is a 3D camera, and we're using it to see a depth map of the person and then draw a virtual skeleton on that depth map. Then we draw a line from the head to the hand, so whenever I point to anything, it will light on and off. If you hold your hand and then go up, it will make it brighter, and if I go down, it will dim the lights.
It's getting a vector from each location, and it's intersecting the vectors that I get from each position. And with that, it'll find the intersection point and thus the position of the device. Then from anywhere within the field of view, I can point to it and turn it on.
Now that I've finished watching my movies at home, and before it is that I go out, I want to figure out when it is I'm going to need to get up tomorrow, so I figure out how heavily I can go out and party. And so this team is going to show you how it is that we can enhance the alarm process, both setting the alarms and how it is that they can wake you up in the morning.
We've developed a networked alarm that leverages both data from internet services as well as all of the devices that it can access within the home. So as far as accessing stuff online, right now it's pulling stuff from Google Calendar and from the WS.traffic times, and it's using that to actually set alarms in addition to manually set alarms. So if you have appointments set in Google Calendar, it can determine what the first appointment for the day is and make sure that you're up in time for that automatically. Now we're running the alarm, so this will be the next morning. The light starts to turn on and tries to wake you up. And if that isn't sufficient to wake you up, then after a couple of tries, this would all be configurable. It'll eventually go and turn some music on. There's also the other group that has the location services and tries to determine what room you're in. So if we know what room you're in, we can direct the lights to only turn on the room that you're actually sleeping in.
What you're viewing here is a camera that's on a private IP inside my house. And on the camera you see a light, which is also networked in my house and on a private IP. Here I am out somewhere else and I've got the controller on my phone. So tell it to turn the light on at my house. And there you go. The camera's really just so you can tell that it's happening. And what makes that complicated is that we are running behind a NAT and a firewall. It's easy when you're at home on a private IP to go and talk to a server and get some reply back. I mean, like whenever you go to a website, anything like that, you're asking for something and getting it back. But when you're on the outside and you want to do something like turn a light on or something like that, it's a lot more complicated because you have to initiate the connection and there's nothing letting you through. You don't, this address is private, it changes depending whatever the router assigns, and you can't necessarily get through to it. So what this does is puts a server in the cloud that this side can initiate a connection which lets things come back to it, and then this side will send like a message like, hey, turn the light on or whatever, and that gets passed through here and back to the machine. The machine sends back the settings like it worked or something like that.
That's going to conclude the tour of the house of tomorrow. Really, I suggest that you go and talk to the groups and talk to them about what it is that they've done and how they've done it and what they've learned, and go see something that's more interesting. Plus, you get to play around with things like the Kinect and hopefully get their images to flip upside down on your iPhone. So, have fun.